And now, from Ursus Pacificus, the most misunderstood name in baseless conjecture, this is News Undies, all the news that shouldn't be news, with Paul Torville. Featuring opposing viewpoints with Pig and Sheep. And now, the longest-haired news anchor we know, Paul Torville.
For May 29th, 2009, this is News Undies, all the news that shouldn't be news. I'm Paul Torville with these headlines. Representative Paul Brown, Republican from Georgia, has sponsored a resolution before the House to make 2010 the year of the Bible. Massachusetts Congressman Barney Frank, a gay Jew and normally known for his reserved demeanor, asked, quote, "Does that mean that 2009 is not the year of the Bible? What is 2012 the year of? The Koran?" End quote. Representative Gerald Nadler, a Democrat from New York, said, quote, "That's an endorsement of a religion by the federal government, and we shouldn't be doing that." End quote. In true Christian form, Brown has been reported to have said, quote, "La la 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 la," with his fingers firmly jammed in his ears. American Atheists spokesman David Silverman is taking a page straight out of the Bush administration's playbook, stopping just short of saying that Christianity in America is in its last throes. Here's hoping he's right. North Korea claims to have tested a 10 to 20 kiloton nuclear weapon underground. The Russian and Chinese governments have expressed concern. Some in nearby Vladivostok are less concerned. One 20-something Russian said that he didn't think North Korea's nuclear program was military in nature, just a ploy to extract more aid from the West. Of course, the reaction by the U.S. government is no more intelligible. More isolation. Sure, worked in Cuba. It's done wonders in North Korea and Somalia. Idiots. We'll have more news after this. Hey gang, it's celebrity birthday time. Got the cake hat on. Let's rock. Last Saturday, the 23rd of May, Joan Collins, Robert Moog, dead, and Jewel, whose career is dead, but she seems to be doing fine. Sunday, the 24th, Tommy Chong, Bob Dylan, and Jim Broadbent. Monday, the 25th, Miles Davis, dead, Frank Oz, and Klaus Meine of Scorpions, the little guy with the hair. Tuesday, the 26th, John Wayne, dead, Stevie Nicks, and Sally Ride, the astronaut. Wednesday the 27th, Hubert H. Humphrey, former Vice President of the United States and presidential contender in 1968, oh he dead, Herman Wouk, and Christopher Lee. Thursday the 28th, Ian Fleming, dead, Rudy Giuliani, and John Fogerty, the only guy I know of who got sued for plagiarizing himself. Sad, so sad. Today, Friday the 29th, Bob Hope, dead. John F. Kennedy, dead. And John Hinckley Jr., who probably wishes he was dead. Don't forget, tomorrow is the No Thanksgiving 2009 Barbecue Day. So either go to a barbecue or have one yourself. No thanks. Hey, that's Celebrity Birthdays. I'm Paul Torville, and I'm done! The BBC reports that the Vatican will begin airing paid commercial advertisements on its official radio station. Now can we tax them? Susan Boyle. Once again, the need for regular office fridge cleanouts comes to the fore. 7 people were hospitalized when a fridge in a San Jose, California commercial building was opened. Hazmat teams were called in to deal with the fuzzy lunches. Fuzzy. North Korea presents a touchy situation. The prospect of the U.S. engaging in regime change and nation-building on a third front is appealing to few. Here are Pig and Sheep with their thoughts on the North Korea issue.
Why haven't we bombed North Korea flat yet? Support our troops by giving them something to do. Send them in and take Kim Jong-il out. We know he's got WMDs. We know he's a wacky as a loon. Just look at his haircut. Time to send in Team America World Police. Yahoo! Russia, China, and South Korea share land borders with North Korea. And of those, China and Russia are nuclear powers. Of those, China has the most formidable economy, the longest shared border, the greater cultural commonality, and the longest history of involvement with North Korean affairs. Maybe it's time for China to step up to the plate and exert some of its diplomatic strength in North Korea.
That's what pig and sheep think. What are your thoughts? Email them to ovcomments@newsundies.com. The Viking and Phoenix landers searched for evidence of life on Mars by scooping up soil samples and heating them to boil off the organic compounds contained therein, and then analyzed the vapor that would boil off. It turns out that the soil may contain perchlorates, a class of chemicals which are powerful oxidizers when heated to the temperatures used in the experiments. These perchlorates release their oxygen, which would result in a complete combustion of any organic compounds. Oops. Not as preventable as the inches, meters thing, but still. In an interview, not with NewsUndies, curse you, Stiller! Ben Stiller has revealed that a sequel to his 2001 sleeper hit Zoolander might be in the works. Fan reaction to the announcement has been mixed so far, but can essentially be divided into two camps. The "I've seen enough sequels to movies that were originally created without sequels in mind to know that it's a risky proposition at best" camp, and the "Ben Stiller's poop is funny" camp. In any event, if Stiller's been sitting on the project this long, well, Derek Jr. could just reboot the first movie. Zoolander babies, anyone? We'll have more after this. Michael Steele? Georgia whack-job William Cunningham was sentenced to 100 years in prison after being convicted on 5 counts of cruelty to children and 2 counts of aggravated assault. What did he do? Well, this is a good one. Nothing much. He just poisoned his 2 children with prescription drugs and lighter fluid in an attempt to fabricate a product liability claim against the Campbell's Soup Company. Nice guy. And finally, and I do mean finally, we all saw this coming, didn't we? And by that I mean, it had to happen eventually. 2 idiots were fired from their choice Yellowstone National Park concession gigs after being caught on camera whizzing into the world-famous Old Faithful geyser. Sadly, the geyser was not erupting at the time. The numb-nutted 20-something morons apparently had no idea the geyser was monitored by a webcam that updates every 30 seconds. This is the URL. Check it out. Perhaps most surprising thing about this is not that these 2 intellectual giants thought that they could get away with pissing on one of the most iconic active geological formations in the continental United States, but that Jim McCaleb, their general manager, said such incidents are rare. Also strange, but only marginally less so, is that former Vice President Dick Cheney could not be reached for comment. Well, that's all for this edition of NewsUndies. Remember, if you see news that shouldn't be news, you can email your story tips to undies@newsundies.com. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm Paul Torville. After that, I'll likely be a mouse.